Alright.
You need any help with it?
Nope, I don't think so. Feel free to chat whenever you want to get. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. I don't know if you've done it for yours yet, but on the stream I've muted the desktop audio because the music's coming out through the speakers. I can't hear if you're saying anything or not.
Oh, I said okay. I don't know if I do that. The menu on your layout, mine still says Mexican.
Ah, I see that. Yeah. Whoop, there we go. Is that right? See, this is what I hate about this fucking OBS thing, is that it's all like floating in fucking outer space.
I know it.
Yeah, like, I'm soon gonna switch over to XSplit, because fuck OBS, man. I can set up your own thing, all you gotta do is click on a different fucking scene, and then that's it, you're done, you're good to go. And then whenever I come up, I just click on the other one, we're good to go. And then, all it is when you go to stream online, you just click whether it's gonna be mine or whether it's gonna be yours. That's it. No fucking signing in and out, no fucking around. Like, you're not going to have the mixer there. You're not going to have all your, like, I'd have to show you, but it's not as bad as, this has too much put into it. Like, the whole dashboard thing, I just use the website. It's the same fucking thing, except they got it inlaid on the fucking program, which to me doesn't really make fucking sense.
That's brownies there now.
Wait, what? What the fuck, boy? Layout. I did save that after, right? I did do that. No, I'm going to the wrong fucking spot, that's why. And then like the computer's all like, yeah, let's put this extra box here so you can't move it around and check stuff out. That's also another fun thing that I love a lot.
I thought it was just me finding it weird trying to like
Nope.
put stuff on the layout.
If I showed you original OBS, you'd find it way easier.
Yeah.
Like, it'll lock onto like the full aspect, and then if you want to go outside of it, that's up to you. You have to like literally drag it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like with this one here, it's like I don't know where the borders are for the top and bottom, left and right. I can only assume that right now it's actually done right, but I won't know until I actually look at the stream and see if it looks fucking retarded.
It looks fine.
And that's another thing. You go and mute your fucking stream, and if you refresh it, it unmutes.
Yeah.
You never used to do that before.
On Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it does it now. Alright, now we're good. Jesus. Yeah, I'm really not a big fan of OBS at all. I don't know why everyone thinks it's so great. It's because everyone's lazy and they just want everything built in there and not have to fucking like do anything ever. Or for the people who just have the one layout and never change it. Like eventually you're probably going to have 2 or 3 different layouts, same as Andy has, so he just switches between them when he needs them.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to want that, but you don't want to have to fucking like, you know, make this visible, make this invisible, change this and change that around, move this to over here now, move that to over there, or you know, switching up scenes and stuff like that. I don't like OBS. when it comes down to it. Alright. Anyways. I'm not sure who's around. Probably nobody yet. Wash these potatoes and get them on the boil now. Alright, so for anyone who may or may not be watching this or who watches it later, whatever the case may be, I have a pot of water here. I'm putting some salt in there. That's where I'm going to be boiling my potatoes. And, yeah. Again, I wish I could give you guys a better perspective of everything I'm doing. Like, I'd love to have a camera here, one on the, the stove, one over at the, the station over there. I'd love to be able to go outside and barbecue and be able to show you what I'm doing out there. It's not that easy. I don't have the money to have fancy special equipment, so I'm stuck with what I got. It's not a horrible thing or anything, but... Now, usually the potatoes that we get are pretty clean. But I like to at least roll them around in water before I just boil them, because I don't want them boiling in dirty water either. So I just usually take my potatoes, I'll check them. If I see any blemishes like that, I'll cut it off. Because I mean, what's the point of keeping it really? You're not going to want to eat it. So, and yeah, that's pretty much all I do. Now, I know a lot of people might even think this is weird, but I do not, for the most part, I try not to peel my potatoes.
You want me to peel them?
No. And I'll explain the reason behind it. Wow, this potato is actually kind of gross. In the middle, what the fuck? So yeah, the reason I don't peel them is, well, potatoes don't have a lot of nutritional value to them to begin with. They're a starch, so they act more like a carbohydrate than they do a vegetable, because there's not that much nutritional value in it. And the kicker is that the most nutritional value that comes from a potato, most people cut it off. It's the skin. The skin is what gives you basically what you want in regards to the vitamins from the potato. So if you're peeling that off and you're saying I don't want to eat that skin, well, you're throwing away the good part of the potato, that's the only justifiable part that makes it kind of, a vegetable to begin with. So, because otherwise it's the same thing with peas and corn. Now peas and corn are, they've got a lot of good aspects to them. But when it comes down to it, peas and corn are also very starchy. There's a reason why we can use corn flour instead of regular flour. Flour itself is a carbohydrate, so it's a wheat product kind of thing. No piece of peel fell down. So yeah, they have high, high amounts of starch and stuff, so I don't usually consider them to be really great vegetables. You're looking at stuff like lettuce and celery and, what the fuck is that? Lettuce and celery, what else? Well, pretty much any other vegetable, really. Beets, anything that has, like, actual color to them all the way through. I mean, you look at potato, in the middle of your potato, it's literally just a white potato. That's it. That's all you get. Right? Now, if you're eating blue potatoes, however, blue potatoes have a lot more nutrition to them as well. Still high in starch. Well, in Newfoundland and in many places, potatoes are pretty much like a necessity. You need them in order to need them as it's a staple food. Like, same thing as in some places, corn is the staple. You know, people have corn with almost every meal, that kind of thing. And that's fine. It's just, I'm sure you all feel the same way. When you gotta get, when you're gonna have something more or less every other day, regularly, you want different ways of making it and preparing it, because you're probably gonna get sick of just potatoes. You know, you're going to want a French fry, you're going to want a baked potato, you're going to want mashed potatoes, you're going to want, you know, a roasted potato over a boiled potato, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So, it's always nice having a backup. And that's what I was talking about right there. That was a big old pollinator. What's that? Oh, it's the wind. Wind's just blowing on the blinds. So yeah, if anybody out there is watching via, you know, Facebook, friend, local people, and you want to say something, sign into Twitch. Oh, well, I don't want to pay for it. It's free. It's literally free. You don't pay for anything. You just make an account, you know, name, password, sign in. You can talk. Then you can tell me if I'm full of shit, or if you have any questions, you can actually ask me then. So, that's probably not a bad thing. A bad one. Alright, I'm going to set the pot of boiling water on, well, maximum, because I want it to boil as soon as possible. I'm just going to mix around these potatoes here, make sure all the dirt gets knocked off and pushed off of them. Yeah, I don't have a potato scrubber, and I'm not making anyone scrub my potatoes either, so. And you know what? We've never gotten sick from it. And I'm thinking that I'm going to actually cut these down smaller, just to help them boil faster. So that's what I'm doing. Guys, I want to have this done before Robin goes to work today. I don't want to have to bring her to work and then bring her food later. And not that I mind bringing it to her, but I'm sure she'd rather know for sure that she has food there to eat.
If you want to have a beer later.
Exactly. And if I wish to have an adult beverage later, I can. And I will say one thing. You work in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Robin's working in the morning, which means I will be up later tonight. I'm going to get some stuff done. And we're actually both working kind of together to make both of our streams better. Obviously, Robin is new to it, but that doesn't mean she can't have input and tell me what she likes and doesn't like about my stream, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Maybe she sees something on somebody else's stream that would be, you know, beneficial for my stream, and, you know, that's how we kind of get information to each other. We've even set out, like, mornings when we can actually get together and do that, and just focus on that alone. So we're kind of turning it into not only a hobby and a pastime, but into, I don't know, something a little bit more professional, which is not a bad thing. I think Robin has a viable way of having a, what's the word I'm looking for to not make it sound so bad? A hobby job? She could probably sell her perler stuff, which is great. I can't sell my food. I mean, if you live close by, I'm sure I could. But,
We just charge people cold there.
well, I was looking at this new application they have started now where you can, like, people can send you food. Like, literally, it's the skip the dishes thing, but people pay for it and then get it sent to your address.
Okay.
And, anyways, we don't have that here, according to both of the applications that are available for that streamer application. So I was just like, alright. Not that I'm worried about people buying me food, but, yeah.
Someone could, like, send your food to someone.
That'd be great.
Do you want some of Stefan's burgers?
Oh god. M4 would just be ordering from our place all the time. Hey, Stefan, cook us up some more burgers, bud. Alright, potatoes are done and out. Now, while I'm waiting, wash my hands real quick. Get the potato taste and... Ooh! Thank you for that D-poster, Neffets. He was playing some Super Mario Land 3D, is that correct? There's so many of those fucking games that I don't know which ones are for which, and I can't keep up anymore. It's so deep. But yeah, I was saying to him earlier this morning that I played it one time with the Much Games crew, but it wasn't that much fun for me. Because they had all played the game and finished the game, Super Mario 3D World. Alright, that's it, not Land. So anyways, we got together for a 4-player of that, and I didn't have fun. They were racing through the game, trying to, oh, I know where the stars are, I'm going to get this and do that, and I'm just like, yeah, I've never played the game before, guys. I would really, really like to be able to sit here and enjoy it. Enjoy the game for what it is first, and then I'd be happy to run through it. But when I'm just playing the game just for the sake of them to run through it and just to put it up on the YouTube, to me it just felt like it was rushed and it was too competitive, and yeah, just wasn't my thing. Alright, hot coffee's on. Can I hand you this to put it out of the way? It's the potatoes. Yeah, the way that our kitchen works, as you've seen before, we have so much on this side, so much on that side, and then straight through to our dining room. So everything is positioned pretty much in the dining room doorway, so I can't actually go back there right now without like moving the camera and everything else. So Robin gave me the helps. That's why.
Get like great big pieces on the go.
Oh yeah. That's why I was saying there's another table downstairs.
Yeah.
And that one is actually bigger and not as rounded.
Yeah, and I don't think she would stick to it as much.
Yeah, that's weird. I am trapped, but I can leave. Is it actually raining outside? No, I'm hearing the coffee maker. I'm an idiot. Alright. Alright, so here's a little hint for people waiting for their potatoes or anything else to boil. It's taking forever. How come every time I boil something it's not boiling fast enough? Well, if you look at what I have done right now, this, see all that steam coming up? We're losing heat, whether you want to or not. So, how do you counteract that? I'm not sure if this is the right color. I think it is. Hey, you put a cover on. You trap that heat, the water heats up faster, and all of a sudden that's boiling over and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go turn it down and take out the pot cover. And that's what you do. That's it. Alright, I need to wash my cup, my coffee cup. The cuppiest with the muppiest. I feel bad. I made coffee last night and didn't really get much into it because I forgot I had beer. So, I'm getting the coffee into me meow. Right meow. And I just made some Irish cream, so I think I'm going to use some of the chocolate mint. They have put it out anyways. Now, I'm glad they put it in a smaller one. If it was a large one, I might have been a little upset because it's okay, but it's not as good as the other ones. And the mint's a little bit almost overpowering sometimes. So. Don't come in, Fernando. Alright, there's probably enough in there for one more cup of coffee. For a Chucky Finster. Now, I could have made peppered steak. I just realized I was downstairs thinking like, I don't know if I have as much corn as I'd like in order to do the recipe. So I was like, maybe I should try and make something else. I was like, oh, I got some peppers there. What could I do? Ooh, pepper steak. Yeah, I'll just do pepper steak. Then I was like, oh, wait. Can't do pepper steak with ground beef. You probably could somehow, but I don't want to really attempt that for our first time on a stream and make it from, hour and a half stream to another 5-hour stream. But, anyways, I forgot all about that I have steaks in the fridge. And we could have made peppered steak. It would have been faster as well. Much faster. But that's fine. Maybe next week that's what I'll do. Make some peppered steak or something. Very simple. Just steak, peppers, onions, sauce, and rice. Very fast. But this we're going to have to wait for the potatoes going to have to boil. And then the corn there's going to have to boil. And then we're going to have to cook ground beef and cook it there in this one. And put it all together in a bigger pot over there. And then we're going to have to cook it in the oven. This thing. Yeah. Can't hear you.
I just put the corn in frozen.
Oh, do you?
And
I usually put the corn in already cooked. Might be easier to digest if it's cooked by boiling it first and then putting it on. Plus, you don't have to wait for the corn to be reheated as well. It's not gonna, because it'll probably bring down the internal temperature of everything else. But Robin's done it plenty of times, and if she's done it every time, I haven't noticed any difference. It's always delicious to me, so. Coffee brewed for me to get a cup going. I do. I try to whenever I can. If you're someone who's French, there's a good chance that when you see me making this shepherd's pie, you're going to be like, what the hell is he doing with regular corn? The French prefer to use creamed corn. And their version is called pâté chinois, which kind of translates to me as Chinese pâté, which I don't know what part of that is Chinese whatsoever, but yeah, they usually like to use creamed corn. So like canned creamed corn or something like that. I'm not digging it. Canned creamed corn is cheap, but is it any cheaper than, your whole kernel corn in a can? Now, you're probably wondering, wait, are you boiling canned corn? No, I'm boiling fucking frozen corn. Shit. Not frozen corn shit. Yeah, frozen corn. Actually, it might be enough. Maybe I was wrong. It feels and looks like a lot more now that I see it. You don't need a huge layer, but I think that's why the French use creamed corn, is that they actually have a huge layer of corn on their shepherd's pie and their pâté chinois. And by the way, my coffee is smexy. Man, so good. I think that's the best time that the mint has been. Alright. First things first, I'm going to brown up the meat. I might separate it, put it into a bowl or something, put it aside and do the onions afterwards. I'm not sure. We'll see first. Alright? Let's calm down. See it. Now, I would suggest, if you can, use ground lean or extra lean ground beef if you can. If you can't, no one blames you. And yeah, I'm going to throw it in there. And today I'm actually doing a kind of a different type. Now, usually, like traditional shepherd's pie, you're supposed to use lamb or mutton or goat. Traditional. That's not something we have readily available, and if anyone here does any grocery shopping and has ever bought lamb before, lamb is not cheap. Shepherd's pie is supposed to be a cheap meal. Adding ground lamb to it is not making it a cheap meal. It's making it very expensive. So anyways, oh, there's our boiling pot. Holy Jesus, is gone. Alright, so yeah, basically for most people to traditionally make shepherd's pie that they're used to, they use just ground beef. I'm using a mix of ground beef and I'm using ground pork as well. So that's a thing. There we go. You want to put one over there. That's real blech. That's the literal term for it too, by the way. Blech. It's an old term derived from Newfoundland. Just kidding. Oh. Now the outside of this one looks extra papery. If that's the case, that extra layer is coming off. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. See this part right here? Just put that on the rest of the onion. See the look of the onion there? God, I'm very good at doing this. See, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but if I get it in the right lighting, you can see it pretty good. But anyways, up to about here, the onion looks great. Once you get up here, it's got this weird papery kind of look to it. And once you cook it up, it will actually have a papery texture to it. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be picking papery onion out of my mouth. Not interested. Alright. Now, usually what I like to do, whether it's ground beef, whatever it's going to be, if there's any fat coming off of it, take it out. You don't need additional fat in this recipe whatsoever. This is when I usually tell people, do not put in all your seasonings. First, put in your salt and a little bit of pepper. That'll season it. Not only that, but the salt will dry out the fat and the extra moisture that you don't really want. Because we're going to be adding our own to the stock and stuff later on. And we're going to be making our own sauce instead of using the fat. Because the fat is, well, one, not good for you. The second thing is that if you're prone to acidity and acid reflux, heartburn, that kind of stuff, the fat is actually going to add to that. And we don't want to add to that. We want to keep it relatively on the low end of acidity if we can. We've never had this side, both pork and beef. Oh, we've never had this with both pork and beef. No, we haven't. So this is going to be kind of a first for us, but I'm very confident in my cooking. I know that it's going to turn out fine. Oh yeah, the ground beef is brown up really nice. Yeah, if you can see in there already, we're starting to get like a little pool of water down there. I don't want to eat that, do you? Probably not. So yeah, we're going to let this brown up a bit. Don't try and drain out the grease just yet, because then you're going to be doing it 100 times. If you wait until it all browns up and starts to fry out properly, a lot of that will stay in the pan, so that when you go and drain it out, you might only have to drain it once, twice maybe at most. Now, I did turn on the corn. I did indeed. Alright, so let's get a spoon to give that one a stir. Check on our potatoes. They're still boiling away, just like they should be. I'm not going to turn on the fan. But yeah, here we go. Corn is starting to liven up. And seeing as I have the time, I'm going to chop up our onion now. Now, the other nice thing about using ground pork is that ground pork, for the most part, is very lean, usually. Unless you get them to make for you fresh, and then, well, you can add or take away however much fat you kind of want then. You probably pay a premium for it, because if you're going to be getting whole, lean pork altogether, then, well, you're going to be paying for it. It's the same thing as getting a fattier piece of pork versus a leaner piece of pork. A leaner piece is always more expensive because you're literally getting more meat. No one wants to really eat fat unless you're eating prime rib. And if you're chopping off the fat on a prime rib, then you're doing it wrong. Stop getting prime rib, go back to your T-bones and strip loins, and never fucking venture out of there again. That's the way I'm going to... And I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's true. Don't ruin a prime rib by taking the fat off. You know that's the whole point. That's what makes a prime rib special. Is all the fat that's actually on it. That's the flavor. That's the good part. That's the only time that you'll ever really want fat, unless you're like making a pork chop on a charcoal barbecue or something. Then I have all the understands in the world for that as well. So yeah, you can probably see it there now that there's a lot of moisture in with the ground beef right now, so yeah. So I'm going to mix it around as much as I can. Try to get more of that redder meat on the bottom. Again, moving around so that more of the seasoning can incorporate throughout all of the meat instead of just the bits that you sprinkle it on. But yeah, this will ensure that everything gets cooked faster. So the browner pieces of meat, once it's mixed in with the redder piece of meat, will transfer some of that heat. Yes, the brown will cool down and the red will heat up a little bit, but eventually it's all going to be brown, it'll all heat up, and it'll be good to go. So yeah, this is going to be a much easier cooking stream than our last one. The last one was fantastic. I loved it. We just finished up the taco stuff like 2 days ago. And I'd like to find a better tortilla recipe because I find that they're not very pliable. And maybe that's the whole thing behind corn tortillas, is that they're not supposed to be pliable. Which, I guess I'm kind of spoiled by the flour ones. And I have no one to blame except for North America. The most northern parts. I know you're part of America, North America as well, Mexico. Damn, that coffee's good. So yeah, I'm still letting this boil, well, fry and boil in its own fat and juices. But I will be draining this off soon. And just a heads up to people who are not familiar with how things work in the kitchen. Can you pour fat down the sink? Technically, yes. Should you? Most times, no, and I'll tell you why. The reason being that if you go and pour it down the sink just as is, it's going to get in that nice cold pipe that you just, put it down into and solidify into hard grease. And that'll cause blockages. And that'll cause your sink to not fucking, drain through properly. But the only time I've ever seen it is the best thing to do if you're going to be pouring it down the sink for whatever reason you don't want to pour it into the garbage or whatever, is you run hot water into your sink for like 5 or 10 minutes. You do that, heat up the pipes, pour your grease down, it actually goes all the way out then, as opposed to getting stuck in the cold pipes. I don't recommend doing that though. I can tell you that the people who work with the water and stuff probably, or water and sewage probably won't love you for that. But if you have to, if you have no other choice, then yeah, that's probably the best way of doing it. Alright, so as you can see now, I have this like a pretty big pool of water right there in grease, is what it usually is, or mostly is. So I'm going to drain that off. I'm going to turn down our corn because it's literally boiling so hard it's going to jump out of the pot. And I'm going to grab a measuring cup and a pot lid. Now I said pot lid, not a pack lid. We're on Star Trek. Stop it. Alright. Woo! Alright, now, smart person, uses oven mitts without making a mess of everything in that drawer. Why do ours go in the drawer? Because where else are we going to put them? There's too much. We've got a small kitchen with too much stuff. With people who like to cook. It's like the worst possible scenario for us. Alright, so you're not going to see me drain off this meat, but I can assure you that's what I'm doing. And it is going into this 2-cup measuring cup. Oh my god, there's so much. Now, whew! Alright, so yeah. Do you really want to eat that? Anyone? Is this what you want in your food? Gross, right? That's why we drain it. That's the whole reason why we drain it, because if we don't, then that's going to just stay in our food. And as you can see, that's gross. I don't want it. You don't want it, why would you? So you hear that? Oh! Real cooking sounds! Take that, Foley artists of Iron Chef America. Everything's the sound of a beer pouring into a glass. What the fuck, man? Yeah, see, now this is what I'm talking about. You're worried about, oh, is it going to be cooked? Once that grease is gone, you got a nice hot burner like this. Oh, baby. Now, the other thing is you can always take these bigger chunks, knock them down a bit if you got to. If you're afraid that it's not cooked all the way through, take your, spatula, spoon, whatever you're using to mix everything around with, to break down the bigger pieces. Look inside, see if that's what it is. Remember, this thing is going to be baked again. So eventually, all this stuff is going to be cooked more, just all together. And once it's in a casserole or dish or pot or whatever, I'm putting mine in a pot today actually. But once it's in there, you don't have to worry about it not being cooked, because once that potato's on top, that heat's getting trapped in between that potato and the casserole dish itself. So it's like the potato acts as a sealant, so everything that gets heated inside stays heated inside. So, plus the potato itself is getting well cooked. It's already mashed potatoes before it goes into the oven. So, take it as you want, kind of thing, right? Yeah, she made an omelet yesterday with glasses of chicken. It was very good. It was better than just using, say, chicken and salsa and that's it kind of thing. Like, the actual chicken tinga that we had made up there went really well in the omelet. Like, it didn't overpower it. It went so good with the egg. It was nice. Now, we have a crap oven, or stove. Why, you say? I didn't even, oh, you can't see it. I didn't even have it on, like, half maybe. And it's literally, like, the coils go orange. That's how hot it gets. So, if you have one of those types of stoves and you notice, like, how come every time I go to do something, it looks like, the oven is going to take off or, like, explode from all the heat it's getting? Probably because there's something wrong with the electrical in your stove as well. Now, with ours, we know what's actually going on there. Basically, the potentiometer in the thermostat for the stovetop, you've probably seen it and probably still do it on your own stoves, but when you go and turn it, do you go to min and go all the way to max, or do you just go, nah, I'm just going to go to max? Most times people just go, nah, I'm just going to go to max. That little part in between max and 0, that's supposed to be an arm stop for a potentiometer. So a potentiometer starts like this, has a thing out here that has a resistor that gives you more, electricity or less electricity, or resistance is what I should say, depending on how it's set up. But anyways, as it goes around, the resistance is getting shorter and shorter, so more electricity can go through, the coil can heat up faster, and that's how you get more heat. So basically, it goes all the way around, and once it gets to max, and I'm sure that's not how that would work, but anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that if you go past that arm and go back and forth, you're breaking that arm. And then eventually what happens is that resistor that you have inside isn't fixed anymore. It's slowly getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And all of a sudden, your zero, once it's off, and the little button itself, you probably have noticed that as well, it kind of comes out a little bit. Then it's off. But when you go and push it back in, I can guarantee you if you keep it on 0 or off and then push it in and leave it in, that burner is going to heat up. And you're going to see that, you know, it's not actually off. It's only off when it's actually depressed. And breaking off that arm is basically what fools up your different elements on top of the stove, is that you're breaking the potentiometer arm and that resistor is being moved around. So now medium is high, or, you know, low is high, and high is kind of high but not as high. It's hard to explain. The other thing is that it could also get the latch on the inside can get caught on the arm stop, or the arm on the inside can get caught on the arm stop. Then when you turn it off, it's off. But when you go and turn it on, it's on high. And when you turn it on low, it's high. Medium is high, and high it's high. So I don't think that was very necessary to explain, but at least now you know.
How ours works.
Yeah, that's basically the same thing as it's like using a dimmer switch. You ever go and use a dimmer switch and all of a sudden when you turn it up so far it's like it stops? That's the same thing that it has on the stove. It has an arm stop. So break it and see what happens. Just literally take your dimmer switch and go past that arm, break it off, see what happens to your dimmer switch. I mean, as a people, we're pretty fucking lazy. So I mean, honestly, to go from doing to max to, I mean, is it really that much more difficult? It's like people using signal lights. Like, is it really that hard to go to turn on your signal light? You literally lift the little arm next to where your hands are holding onto the steering wheel. And now we're getting into cars that drive themselves. So yeah. Anyways, I feel like the ground beef is all nice and cooked. I am going to get a small bowl, or at least a bowl big enough to hold the ground beef, and put it in there. And knock over a couple pans. No big deal. I'm more happy that they didn't make a mess. Here we go. Again, anyone watching from Facebook, sign up for a free account on Twitch and you can get in here and chat with us as well. Oh, so good. Alright, so I got me a bowl. And I'm going to check on my potatoes in just a moment. Alright, so next, let's get our onion into the pan. We got our onion in there. It's a fairly dry pan. I'm going to put it in a little bit of olive oil, just so that, you know, nothing sticks. It shouldn't anyways. It's, for the most part, it's a non-stick pan. I don't trust non-stick pans to be fully non-stick because I just don't. Now, same thing with these. If I have fresh garlic, I would throw it in there. I do not. I did not. Throwing in a bit of garlic powder. That should help put in that yummy garlicky flavor. I'm going to throw in some salt. And of course, some black pepper. So yeah, another thing to stay away from whenever you can, change up your boxed iodized table salt and try to get yourself iodized sea salt. The iodine itself is not such a bad thing for you or anything. Have fun, I gotta go. No problem, Neffits. Thank you for dropping by, man. Much appreciated. Have yourself a good day. Hopefully it rains for you guys soon. Yeah, Neffits is actually from Denmark, and apparently they've been having like very hot, very dry weather, which is kind of strange because Denmark is almost surrounded by water. The ocean actually cuts the country in half for the most part with a big, like, what would you call it? Like a river, I guess? There's probably a name on it, I don't know it. Now, we're going to test our potatoes. How am I doing that? With a fork. I'm literally just, ooh. Oh shit, okay. They feel almost done, like I can put the fork through them, no problem, but like they're breaking, so you want them to be soft and velvety. We're making smash potato. Don't worry, we're not done yet. We still got ground pork that we gotta fry up. We just gotta fry up these onions first, then we're gonna add the pork, which like I said, pork is much leaner. It's also a little bit easier, ground, at least from what I've found. If you do have acid reflux or heartburns, that kind of stuff, the fat from ground pork, at least whatever types of fat they use in it, aren't as harsh. And usually I don't drain off ground pork because there's not really a whole lot to drain off, which is great. And I'm still up pretty early for everybody else. It's like, what? Just turning 9:30 for everyone on the East Coast. So, the biggest chance of getting people in here are from local, East Coast, and, well, European people. I'm sure something just fell on me. Oh! Loving the Star Fox 2 t-shirt! Yeah, so our potatoes are just about done. We're going to let them boil a little bit more. Same with their corn. We're going to turn off our corn right now, actually. Yeah, we're going to let our potatoes probably boil for another 5 minutes or so. Then I'm going to take them off, drain them off, let them cool down a bit. Then I'm going to mash them all. Indeed, thank you for stopping by. Oh yeah, you get a nice smell. Our onions are now slowly starting to caramelize a little bit. And our potatoes are up. Oh yeah, we're starting to... now here's what I'm talking about. My stovetop is set to 6. It goes up to 9 and it goes to max. I don't know if you can see it there or not yet. That's actually turning red. and which will eventually go orange. So it's going to heat up quite a bit. But I want to caramelize these onions a little bit more. I want some more color on them. More caramelization of the natural sugars. Give that nice sweet flavor that you'd like to have in with the meat for a shepherd's pie. Now, depending on how much you like it, shepherd's pie is done a lot of different ways. A lot of people like to add in peas, carrots, corn. I've even seen some people do mushrooms in with their gravy sauce because, you know, if that's what you like, that's what you like. No one's really going to criticize you over adding one thing or another. They might, but don't be idiots. Either that or they're just joking. Because, I mean, that's like saying, okay, if you put anything on a hamburger, then it's no longer a hamburger. Right? I mean, there should be no condiments. It should just be patty, bun. That's a hamburger. Cheeseburger, same thing. It's exactly like a hamburger, but it has cheese. Nothing else on it. So are we supposed to call it a ketchup, mayonnaise, and relish burger with cheese? Like, no. So, I mean, same thing with shepherd's pie. Like, I was saying earlier that, like, especially for the English folk, they call shepherd's pie made with ground beef cottage pie. But what's the, I mean, other than to differentiate, what's the difference? It's meat, some vegetables, potato on top as a casserole. Yum, yum, yum. There's not really much to argue about there. It's just good, wholesome deliciousness. So yeah, I'll let you have a look at the ground pork first. This is ground pork. Whoop. I swear to God, I can do this. Very, very lean. So I'm gonna just pick this up. I have to wash my hands. A little bit of soap. And I was talking to Robin about this the other day. In regards to pork, we've come a long way since the 80s and 90s for pork. I might have mentioned this in the stream last week, but pork nowadays is a lot safer to eat at a lower temperature than what it was, say, in the 80s and 90s. Because they've come a long way with it. Probably better ways of, you know, ensuring that stuff stays good. Oh, I guess something else. Well, here's what I was talking about. I don't know if it's actually showing on stream very well or not, but that's actually getting red hot. I'm turning that off. Pretty sure some of my onions may have overcooked. May. Oh no, they're browning nice. But yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Was that it was going to overcook and stuff, but no, we're good. We had the pork at a proper time. And we're sorting this other stuff out pretty good. Let that fry out a little bit more. Now, smells deadly. Our stove is awesome. Yeah, I did not do that every fucking time. I did not plug in the computer. There we go. NLG. Yeah, but see, the thing is, even though our stove is not the greatest, we still manage to work around it. We still make it work for ourselves. So, you know. And honestly, that's the kind of stuff that they should be having in, like, Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef and stuff like that. Have it so that the burners are all backwards. So that high is low and low is high and all this other stuff. Exactly. It's never an excuse to eat shitty food. I mean, I'm not going to criticize anyone. You guys like craft dinner? I like craft dinner too. I mean, you know, the same thing was with a lot of that stuff. I don't go out of my way to eat it though. If I'm at work and I'm here around where I live and Robin happens to be home and I just find out, oh, I'm going to be ending this job and then I can go on lunch, but I'm close to home so I can go home and have lunch. I don't expect Robin to go and make all this for me. Like, when the fuck is she going to have time to do it? But if she can throw on a pack of craft dinner and have it ready before I even get home, so exactly. Don't complain and say you have to eat crap. That's very true. first things first. I'm gonna get this little china cap that I have. This thing. And I'm gonna put our corn through it. Or pour our corn into it, I should say. And that's just to drain off all the hot water. That's all I'm doing with that. So don't worry, you guys aren't missing like the be all end all, like, oh god, now my shepherd's pie is gonna turn to shit because I don't know what he's doing. No, we're good. We're good. Alright. Just gonna put this back here so it's not on a hot burner. Put this over here. Now, potatoes next. This is where we're gonna need our oven mitts again. Now, before I do that, I'm gonna give this pork and onions a stir again. Yeah, and as you can see on the bottom now, there's hardly any. Like, compared to like the ground beef, there was hardly any liquid whatsoever. That's what I like about ground pork. Very lean. Which is good for some things, not so good for others. Like if you're making hamburgers, you're gonna want to do half beef and half pork, or you're gonna want to have pork that has a higher fat content. Because if you're gonna go and fry out a hamburger, or even do it on a barbecue, they're gonna dry out because they don't have enough fat. Exactly. That's I was trying to tell Dwayne that last night. He's like, "Oh, I can't really cook." But I'm like, "What do you mean you can't cook?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm making a skillet sensation, and we're having jams for dessert." And I'm like, "Dude, you pick up a lemon meringue pie mix, you pick up the graham wafer crust, you pick up a can of whipped cream, you got yourself basically a lemon meringue pie. But instead of meringue and like a regular pie crust, and you can get one of those too, the tender flake ones that are pretty much just pop it in the oven, do this, throw the shit in, you're done." But yeah, that's not hard. That was an easy dessert. And then I said, "You want an easy dinner? Find out what time she's supposed to be coming there." "Oh, she's going to be there in half an hour." "All right. Well, throw your bit of stock into a roaster. Put your beef in the middle. Cut up an onion. Throw it all over. Season it with salt and pepper, maybe a bit of garlic. Throw a couple potatoes in there. Throw the top on it. Put it in the oven on 350 for an hour. Check and make sure your potatoes are done in an hour's time." "Are they?" "They are." "All right. Throw it onto a plate. Maybe have some corn. Take that same stuff that I just made. Boil it. The frozen corn. You got yourself roast beef, potatoes, and corn. In an hour. And it's easy. You literally just throw it into a roaster, leave it for an hour, and then eat it. Can't make it any easier for you. Woo! Potatoes are heavy. Ooh. All right. That's it. Our potatoes are done. Holy Jesus. All right. Now we're gonna let those cool down a bit. Don't add butter and milk and everything to it right now. You don't need to. All right. Now, we didn't really season our pork yet, so this is where I'm going to, now that it's all kind of cooked up, this is where I'm going to season it. That way we don't need as much salt and pepper. Well, we don't need as much salt for sure. Extra pepper. It's in my family. We love pepper. I always like extra pepper. Now, I won't go overboard because I know that Robin didn't grow up that way. So I've adjusted for both of us now. And she probably likes a lot more pepper than what she did as well when she was younger. So, you know, we both kind of made some minor changes to suit the other. I mean, there's a lot of things that she wouldn't eat before that she loves to eat and make now. And it's a good thing to be able to bond over as well, because cooking it's something we all have to do, whether you want to or not. Whether it's opening a can of ravioli or not, you're still cooking, you're still eating. We all have to eat. You can follow directions. Just Google what you want to eat. Or there are apps now that you type in the things you have in your fridge or cupboard and they tell you what you can make with it. Yeah, those are pretty cool too. When they work. Alright. Now, in case anyone's wondering what I'm doing next, I'm going to take out this water because it's just kind of in the way. Beef stock, we're going to need eventually. I'm more looking for I'm getting about a tablespoon of butter to throw in with our corn. And that's going to make it nice and yummy, well flavored, buttery flavored corn. I'm going to need it for our mashed potato in a minute. Now, I'm trying to see what else I can actually throw over here in the door. Yeah, if I could show you guys the inside of our fridge, you'd be surprised how many things are on the top shelf for like sauces and everything else. Here we go, freeing up some room. There we go, much better. Much better. Alright, let's check out our pork. Oh yeah. Alright, now that it's good, nice, yummy, fried, let's throw beef back in there. Boom. Goes the dynamite. Alright, now give it a good mix. We're not done with seasoning and flavoring this yet. Still a lot of things we haven't added. I still got another turn. First things first, we're going to put in some Worcestershire sauce. Put in as little or as much as you like. Me, I put in 2 or 3 tablespoons because we personally enjoy Worcestershire sauce. We use it on a lot of beef dishes. It just adds a lot of flavor. Now, next, get this corn mixed in with all that butter. And I'm going to throw in a little amount of salt. Very little. A bit of black pepper. Mix around, and our corn is basically finished. All done. We're going to give our beef and stuff a stir around again. Mix around that Worcestershire sauce. Our Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, that's a nice plate of food, or a nice pan of food there right now. Meat, I should say. So, alright, next, for flavor, I'm putting in a little bit of, about a tablespoon or 2 of mustard. I was trying to add there without getting everything on the floor. Alright, so that's been added. Let's give her a mix. Now, I'm not sure if traditionally you're supposed to put in tomatoes or tomato sauce or anything like that. We like to put in a little bit of ketchup to ours as well. So that's the next thing that we're going to put in is a small amount of ketchup. Again, 2 or 3 tablespoons probably. And then you can go from there, kind of. If you want more, you can add more. If you want less, don't put it in. Whatever. It's all up to you at this point. This is all just for flavor. Oh my God, it smells so good. Whew. So now, potatoes. All that other stuff is cooking over there. Oh, and beef stock. You know what? I'm going to use what we have left there instead of putting in like a mouthful of beef stock back into the fridge. Putting it all in here at once. We're going to let this mix it in. Then we're going to let it come to a boil again before we add a bit of a thickening to it. So now I was talking to you about the skins and potatoes. We leave them on. I'm just taking a masher and mashing the whole friggin' lot of it. Ooh, these are a little bit dry, but now we're using for mashed potato, which is fine because we add some wetter ingredients to mashed potato anyways, such as butter and milk. Woo! Look at that heat coming off of that. As you can tell, my hands and stuff are getting old and rickety. We're salting up our potatoes. Make sure it's seasoned well. I'm going to put the Worcestershire back inside there. I'm going to put some more pepper. It's getting warm in here now. Super warm in here now. Alright, so how's everybody else's day, morning going so far? Good? Bad? Indifferent? I don't know. Oh, we don't have too many people on this morning again. Oh well. Now, seasoning mashed potatoes. This is all about preference. I'm using a few good scoops of butter here because I know these are dry. So I want them to be silky smooth with a V, as Robin used to say. Get in there. Oh, it's also what Robin used to know. Get in there. Oh. Being a naughty boy. Oh yeah, now potatoes are getting nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is how you mash potato. Whew. Now, I'm going to have to move this a little bit for just a second because I need to get in behind out there. Smell the yummies. Might need actually more stuff to go in that. Alright, so I was in the middle of doing my mashed potato. I just put in a little bit of milk, probably about a half a cup, maybe a little bit more, depending again on how your potatoes are, if they're dry or not. If you want more milk, if you want them to be silkier and creamier, it's all up to you. Now, me personally, a lot of places like to take shepherd's pie. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to open up. More beef broth. There we go. Because we're going to be thickening this up anyways with a little bit of flour and water. Whew! Now, as I was about to say, I might add in a little touch more of ketchup. And what else? What else? What else? This is what else. I'm going to take some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put it in with our mash. This will add some saltiness and, well, a nice cheesy flavor. Sometimes we like to put cheese on top. It's not necessary. Usually I think it's cheddar cheese that they use more than anything else. But again, you can use anything you like, anything you prefer. Use whatever works for you. Whatever makes you happy, that's the important thing. Okay, let's get a bit of that rouge in there. Yeah, there we go. Nice sweet and vinegary taste of that. Ketchup should mix in real nice. Now our meat is obviously all cooked right now. We don't there's no worry about anything like that right now, which is great. Now, for our thickening agent, we are going to use, the easiest way to thicken, in my opinion. You can do cornstarch if you want to, it's all up to you, but I usually prefer, Daniel. Alright, as I was saying, I usually prefer to use flour. It's probably because I was brought up using flour mostly, so Facebook friends, come say hello. Yeah, really though, sign in, say hello, ask me questions. I'm sure you all got questions about something. And how did I get so sexy is not one of them. So I basically took 2 teaspoons of flour into a mason jar. The reason I use the mason jars is because mason jars have mason covers. Usually, when you can find them. And maybe wait, found one. I have to say, sometimes you might have to go on a quest, but not all the time. Alright, so we're just going to put in a little bit of water, put the cover on that, shake it like mad. So that the flour mixes up with the water. Now, when we go, put it into here, it's going to help lighten the color of the broth as well. But that flour water thickening will also make this almost like gravy. Look at that. It's already starting to thicken up. Who's hungry? Alright, so we basically got everything we want done. I'm going to just do some smart things like washing out the jar, or kind of rinsing out the jar that I just used for thickening. That way when it's washed later, it'll actually be easy to wash. And Robin's not cursing and swearing at me for leaving that in there as is. And I'm not talking about the celebrity. I'm a poet. No, not really. Oh my God, if it wasn't against terms of service for Twitch. What time is dinner? Soon. Very soon. Oh, let's also turn off the dip. What is on the bottom of my phone? Somehow got water on my foot. I don't know how. So yeah, just using a big pot. Ta-da! We've already got this turned off. Oh. Alright, so you guys are probably going to want to see this a little bit more. See if I can try and get that over. Is that better, maybe? Aha! So here's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of most ages. Just pour your meat into the bottom of the pan. Pour your meat into her. This is not a family-friendly show anymore. Life is falling to pieces. Somebody pull me together. Any Faith No More fans out there? I blame Robin for me knowing who Faith No More is. Not that it's a bad thing. Pretty good band. Got some good songs. Alright, so obviously I flattened that down to a nice even layer. Next, we're just literally taking all of our corn, pouring it right on top. Again, trying to spread this out as best as possible. It would be nice to have a full layer of corn, but we didn't have tons of frozen corn left over. We don't buy canned corn anymore. The thing is with canned stuff is that they have a lot of sodium in the cans for the preservatives. It's just so that the stuff stays like good for as long as it does. All right. Next, Steve Austin. No. Next is the mashed potato. Now, if this was smooth, had no skins in it, and I went through all that trouble to make a nice smooth mashed potato, I would do this in like a piping bag, just to make it look smexier. But I did not. I'm going like home style, very rustic, crustic, all that good stuff. So yeah, again, I'm trying to even out the potato on top in a nice equal layer, and that's why I made a bit of extra mashed potato, just so that we can make sure we had enough to do the entire thing and to have extra. Oh! I was just taking out some mashed potato and there's a piece of Parmesan cheese there that stretched right out. It's like pizza, but for shepherd's poo. Shepherd's pie, not poo. Oh. Yeah, I may have put on too much mashed potato. That's alright. When's the last time you said gross, mashed potato? Unless you don't, literally don't like mashed potato. Then probably always. Now, now this is probably the best time, actually, to incorporate the cheddar cheese that I was talking about. If you have too much mashed potato and you're like, oh shit, what am I going to do? This is where adding the cheese on top would be like... Now, usually I add the cheese on like a little bit before I'm going to take it out, so that way, like, it's not going to burn while the rest of it's warming up and cooking and melding together. Oh, But yeah, no, and then what that'll do is it'll help balance out the flavor of all that mashed potato you have by giving you something else that's salty, cheesy, and greasy. And I probably should have preheated my oven before now. Derp. Alright, so let's just move you guys back here for now. And I'm literally just going to take this, put it right into the oven. That's it. We're done. We're done. We're just waiting. Hey! Ooh! Welcome to the chat, Stelina. How's it going? Oh, that's a cute Pikachu. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Thank you. Adina. And yes, this is food porn. It does. It smells pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, and honestly, with shepherd's pie, not that many dishes involved, so it's a lot easier. Whew. But yeah, no, that was fine. That was good. So now we just let this cook. I'm probably only gonna let this one cook for about a half an hour because, like I said, everything in it's already cooked. So we're just gonna more or less let it, like I said, those flavors meld together, come together, and kind of thicken a little bit more. How often do I cook on stream? I'm trying to right now. Right now, with my work schedule, I work 4 days on, 4 days off. So eventually, there's going to be times in weeks that I'm not going to be able to stream, but I try my best to do it at least once a week. I like to do a full, type of dish or meal or something on a Friday morning/afternoon. And Saturdays, I'm actually planning on possibly doing breakfast stuff, depending on how time is wearing for me right now. Because right now, I've got a lot of stuff in the back burner I got to do. I'm doing, graphics and stuff for me and Robin for our streams and stuff. And we're fixing up and we're doing, new things and stuff. So, but I'm also hoping that on weeks where I'm working on a Friday and or Saturday, that I might be able to bring it back a little bit. Oh, Run the MC! And Dova Blossom. Oh, thank you for that raid. That is awesome. Oh, no. I see the fucking look in your eye. Then I fall apart. Need you now tonight. I fucking need you more than ever. Thank you for that raid, Run the MC. I am making food. You guys missed a lot of it. I just put the shepherd's pie into the oven. We're cooking it for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to take it out and possibly eat it right away while it's still hot. But as I was saying beforehand, before that awesome raid, and if you haven't checked out Run DMC, then I should be able to do it here. Run DMC. No! Why does it make me do that? Oh wait, can I do it from? Robin is an admin, so Run the MC. Shout it out. That's right. So yeah, on days that I have to work, or weeks that I have to work on Friday and or Sunday, I'm hoping that I can use a different day of the week in the morning for it then. So I can't guarantee anything. If I had a 9-to-5 job or a set schedule where I knew where I was working every single time and it was always the same times, that would be great. I would set up streaming times for as a permanent slot schedule in the schedule, but I can't really do that yet. But you want some? It's basically just ground beef with like a yummy sauce, and then you got some corn on top of that, and then mashed potato on top of that, and you just bake it. Oh, you can't see it yet. I'm not gonna ruin it. Get out of here. Thank you for that follow, Stelina Kitten. Very, very much appreciated. Oh, God! Sturdy Big Baton has now followed me as well. Where is... Yeah, that's right, I was going to say give them the alert! No. Typically, a British shepherd's pie also consists of not ground beef, but ground lamb or mutton or goat. Technically, this is called a cottage pie because it's using ground beef. And I'm actually using ground beef and ground pork. And as I was explaining earlier, for the French people, they use cream corn instead of regular corn. I'm pretty sure a traditional shepherd's pie is only supposed to have regular kernel corn. I'm from the UK. But there are variations, and no matter where you go, whether it's in the UK, here in Newfoundland, anywhere else in North America, wherever, you're going to find different ways of making it. Like I know, like I said earlier, there's other people who like to put peas, corn, and carrots into the ground beef mix. It all depends on how you want to have it, more or less, right? Your list looks tasty, though. No, I have to get food. Talking about food always makes me hungry. Yeah, and I'm probably the worst person channel to come into for that kind of stuff. Hungry again. I just ate breakfast. I'm sorry. We haven't ate breakfast yet, so this is technically our breakfast and lunch. Maybe make it wouldn't put tomato sauce. It would be beef gravy. Actually, if you look up what traditional beef gravy is, beef gravy in particular actually does have tomato sauce in it. They usually use tomato paste as opposed to sauce. I put in a little bit of ketchup to get a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of vinegar in there. That's, again, it's all about personal taste. Like I said, for the French, they use cream corn. Personally, I don't want snotty corn. I'd rather have just regular corn. DMP, how's it going, brother? And good morning to you. And yes, it's Robin's work supper as well. Jesus. My breakfast and lunch is a MetaFast bar. DMP, we gotta get you fed, dude. Damn it. It is warm doing this cooking stuff in the summertime in this kitchen. This is why I'd rather be doing barbecues and stuff, so at least I have the breeze of outside. Although it's more than a breeze outside, it's kind of like blowing a gale, but it's awesome to see the cooking community getting bigger and bigger. Ooh! I hope it keeps going like that.
Are you able to let him out?
Should be able to. Lag here too. It's the stream itself that's probably doing that. I'm not gonna lie. That's the other thing. Eventually, actually Robin's brother is gonna get us a new Ethernet cable, so that we can run it straight from down where. Well, Dwayne, you know where my kitchen is, furthest away from my game room. So, that doesn't really matter. You can come in.
I'm not going anything over. He's one.
Yeah. So yeah, Dwayne knows where my kitchen is in comparison to Mr. DP Whalder. In relation to where my game room is, where my routers and modem set up. So now we're basically going to be bringing an Ethernet cable all the way up to the kitchen / over by the dining room table, so that Robin can have a full stream without having to buffer and stuff. That we've been finding that once in a while as well. So, to Super Dog, what are you planning for the next cooking stream? That's a good question. Did we talk about that? What we're going to do?
We barely know what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, I kind of had shepherd's pie in my mind for about 2 weeks, so.
You should cook dinner.
Oh my god, cook dinner on a Friday?
Yeah, I'm never home.
That's what I'm saying. I could do it on a Saturday.
Do a Saturday.
Saturday daytime. All right. Oh. I told a cooking streamer programmer about your whoa. Create a site called Belly that has the cooking streamers that she knows on there. Whoa, really? Since discoverability kind of... It really does. But again, thank you for everyone who's joining into the stream right now. Very, very much appreciated. And eventually we are going to be doing, well, as best we can with the kitchen and the home that we have. We're going to be changing this around so that we have, like, 3 cameras at the very least. So, watching food. So, yeah, watching food being made. Fresh, good to go. Oh, yeah. He is a purebred beagle that we had given to us from someone that Robin knew. Sucks everywhere. I do allow links, by all means. Post away. Oh, what's that? Discoverability, you mean? Steam is not the greatest for that kind of stuff anyways. They have stuff classified in different genres that shouldn't be in those genres sometimes. That kind of stuff.
I have to interrupt stuff in the laundry basket because my work pants are in the washer.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, that's cool. I'm also a web programmer. Ooh. Oh, so there are other people. 24/7 food shows. Okay, well, that's understandable why that's got a crowd of people. Happy Chef TV. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have fancy setup like that. That's what I do want eventually. Is a couple of different overhead ways of doing it, but I just don't have the money to do it right now. That's the hard part for me. But thank you for that site. That's going to be awesome. We'll be able to find other cooking streamers and follow them from there. Ooh, and man, is it warm. Holy crap. Our dog's out there enjoying the long grass. Is he eating grass? Jesus, he's been doing that a lot recently. Could be, yeah. I'm wondering if there's anything in his diet that we're missing out on that we're... You know what I mean? How did they know? Like, they're just like, I know if I eat this grass, I'm going to get sick and throw it up, and then I'll be better. Like, how do they just know that sometimes? I know it's instinct, but still. Oh, it seems like that's shorter than usual. It's not, though. It could snap any day as well, but it looks at down the very bottom part of it where it snaps on. The leash. Like, it looks like rusted and stuff. We might have to get another one soon. Try our best to help her find other cooking streams so she can add on the list and advertise. Oh! Deadly! That's awesome! No, what we have in our mind now is that whenever this happens... Oh, I forgot to add in thyme and... I knew I was going to forget something. I forgot to add in herbs. I was going to add in some thyme and sage to the meat, and I forgot all about it. I'm very casual for when it comes to cooking. I am trained fairly well for both cooking and baking and stuff, but I didn't do it as a job because at the time when I finished cooking in school and stuff, everyone was all about ego and I'm better than you and you're not as good as me and I've got this title so therefore I know more than you, even though most times that was not the case. But yeah, I didn't want to deal with people with their egos and shit, so I just basically got out of the cooking scene altogether and just done it at home. I've done wedding cakes, we've done big barbecues, I've done stuff on YouTube and stuff. Again, none of it's incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for, fancy or anything, but I mean, I'm happy with it, and as long as I can help a couple of people with it, that's good enough for me. Oh, were they?
Like rubber.
I would say they are if the fucking bag was left open.
I thought it was like rolled down.
It is a small community and growing, but I haven't seen that many people cooking there at all. And, well, at the same time, I haven't been able to look because I don't have the time to do it. It's growing my channel, growing her channel, working with the 8-Bit Dojo and the Bankai team, furthering my own team, doing stuff for our own streams and the cooking stream. Yeah. But yeah, our big plan is that eventually once we have the means and probably the new jobs that we are going to move into a new home, and we're hoping that we can get a place that has at least an island so I can have all the setup on the other side of the island. I have my whole kitchen open to do whatever the hell I want. No, I have not seen a cooking category on here. Everything is listed under cooking games, and the only other thing I could use is either creative or IRL. That was a recognized category on Twitch. Oh, yeah, it smells good. So, I'm just wondering, would you like some cheddar cheese on this one?
A little bit on top.
Yeah. So I just gotta get down there and find it now. That's good, huh? There we go. We have cheddar.
I'm just gonna leave him be outside. He's just
Cheddar! Captain Holt? Yeah. That is a cute name for a dog, though. Cheddar. Oh wow, lame. Yeah, no, it is. But again, Twitch is still more viewed as like a gaming streaming platform than anything else. They're most welcome to the gamers than anyone else. But again, it'll grow over time. With the way that YouTube has treated their community so far for streaming and stuff, and the gamers as well, then they're not going to keep a lot of streamers over there, and a lot of us enjoy Twitch and the community that's based around it. So. Would you add a category all on its own? I mean, if you wanted me to, actually, that's what I'll do. After I'm finished with the stream, I will hit up Twitch to get them to add that category for us. That shouldn't be a problem. Wait, no. DMV, there's only one thing that YouTube has that I enjoy, and that is the ability to store all my videos without me having to do it. And that's basically all I want YouTube for. Honestly, I don't watch anything on YouTube anymore. I find that it's oversaturated. They stop caring about the gamers. They stop caring about people who weren't as popular. If you're not doing this a certain way, then we're not even going to give you the time of day. Oh, well, now you need this many subscribers to do this, and now you need this to do this, and this to do this, because we don't want to have all these other people. It's like, why? Why? Why would you take any extra ability away from a regular YouTuber over someone who has less than 1,000 subscribers than you would have for someone with 10,000, 100,000, however many subscribers they have? It shouldn't fucking matter. I shouldn't have to have a certain amount of subscribers to use fucking thumbnails. It doesn't even make sense to me. But yeah, that YouTube is a whole other thing that I could have an entire stream on for that matter. So. We'll take that away soon enough, yeah. Then everyone will just buy, more external drives and just keep all their own stuff. Already started hacking away accounts that have too much uploaded content versus their views. Yeah, like Ben. Yeah, no, that sucks, honestly. I'm going to hit up the broil on that. We're going to take out our shepherd's pie. Oh god. Forgot how heavy it actually is. Jesus. Alright. I need you more than ever. Good old Run DMC. He's a pretty cool guy. He was playing Octopath Traveler, I think, before he got on there. Which, if I had a Switch, I would definitely play the crap out of that. I really wish I had a Switch. That would be awesome. So many games that me and Robin would probably end up playing together. Now that we have a means of streaming and stuff like up here, we have more availability towards the other newer consoles, because I usually keep all my retro stuff downstairs where I do my streaming. And we usually keep the more modern stuff up here out of the way, so it's not just taking up extra power slots and such. This is also a pretty damn old house, so there's only so much we can do anyways. Like, if an electrician came in here and seen how we have the stuff hooked up right now, they'd be very disappointed in us. More than likely. But at the same time, all I have to say to that is, like, dude, unless you're paying for it, don't fucking judge. And that's the truth. Alright, let's put this back in for another 10 minutes or so. Now that it's on broil, it should cook up pretty fast. Pretty fast. Whew, alright. Making it harder and harder stuff. Yeah, they're basically, it almost feels like they're trying to cut people off. Just saying, like, we have what we need for our content producers right now, so anybody else wants to make an account, go elsewhere. That's basically how a lot of people feel about that right now. Which, again, sucks. Like, really bad that YouTube would do that. But, I mean, and it's owned by Google, and you'd think Google would be a little bit better with getting with the times than what they have, or at least send someone over to YouTube to actually look after it for them properly. Because the monkeys over there right now just are not doing stuff properly at all. Hold me tight. Alright, I should be able to move this back over here. It was. So yeah, if anyone has a suggestion as to what they'd like to see next week, by all means let me know. I'm pretty much up for doing anything. It can be desserts, it can be soup, it can be a main dish, it can be basically anything that your heart desires, and I'm more than happy to cook it, as long as it's not something crazy like elephant stew. I'm not doing elephant stew. Ooh. Cool. I will pick a game for Mr. Neffets. That's awesome. I think you sent that to me in a tweet. Awesome. Yeah, good old Neffets. Basically, he said when he lets people pick games for him to try and complete. Oh ho ho. Oh, deadly. I know what I'm gonna give him. Bassin's Black Bass on the SNES. Oh, he's gonna regret making me choose the game there. Oh, that's way too funny to me. Oh, she's melting and she's getting gooey. Delicious looking. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I apologize. It seems like over the past couple days I've been slowly losing my mind. Oh, doggy, did you need to be let in right now? Little dog. Remember? Feeling better now? You had some grass? You
You made yourself a salad, a wild salad outside.
Go hang around the tripod now. Ooh, just a few more minutes. I take it you're hungry for some of this now? Oh, she's probably gone downstairs to her. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, for me, it's really hard to set up an overhead cam because I'm in an old place that's not, and like, I don't have a open concept thing where I can just, you know, set up a tripod that's even higher with a boom arm and all this other great, fantastical things. But one day we will have that. One day we will have the ultimate setup. And we're looking to actually turn one of the small rooms here, which we aren't really using for anything, into Robin's. Well, she uses it right now to get ready at work and to like do her makeup and stuff like that. But if we can get rid of the single bed that's there, we'll be able to turn that into her own little streaming room. It's very bright in there, has good airflow from the window that's in there as well, from the side of the house that it's on. It's right next to the bathroom, is the only bad thing. So you might hear toilet flushes. But I mean, she's playing music, so it might not be too bad. Yeah, if we can set that up for her, at least that's one step closer to her having her own little streaming spot. And then we can have out here just, you know, more or less ready to go for whenever we want to stream cooking. But yeah, the overall goal for the cooking channel eventually, or the cooking streams eventually, is if we can ever move into a new place to be able to just, you know, use the new kitchen as best to our advantage as we can. Alright. Oh baby. Are you done yet? Oh no. It's melty, but it's not brown. If it's brown, drink it that way. No, that sounds gross. And Robin, I take it you wanted some of that now before you get ready for work and such? Whew. So again, it was a little bit longer, and I know, like, waiting around here while we're waiting for it to cook is kind of, you know, it's the best time for me to be able to talk to you guys, hear what else you'd like to see us cook. You know, the first stream we done was for brownies. The second one we done last week was for authentic Mexican tacos, which included basically everything with it. 3 different kinds of meats. Oh, that was a long ass stream, but it was so good. The end result was well worth it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. And like I said, maybe I'll just do peppered steak unless someone else gives me another really good option. I may just go with peppered steak next week. And remember, this is not a stream to show you how well I can cook. It's a stream for you guys to learn whatever you want to about cooking, learning new dishes that you've never had before, trying them out, you know, asking questions. I really don't mind answering any questions. Ooh. And believe me, there's substitutions and different methods for doing almost everything in cooking. So, again, don't be afraid to ask. Now I can smell the cheese caramelizing on top. It's turning a bit brown now, aren't you? Oh baby, oh no, a little bit more. Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah, once again. Oh, you're gonna see it in a minute. It's so nice. Oh, this is gonna look so good. I can't wait. It's just slowly broiling there. Oh yeah, it's bubbling. Ow! Oh my god, it smells so good. Alright. That's good enough for me for right now. It's got a little bit of browning on top. Boom! That's it. Now, I didn't put that much shredded cheese on there. You guys seen. That's what happens when it melts. It just spreads out like a gooey, delicious mess. Oh. I'm so hungry for it right now. Yeah, I'm going to let this cool down. What am I trying to make this? There we go. I'll have to change that around, sorry. There we go. And see what we eat for regular meal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. makes it look like you're fucking. That makes it look like you're obviously you get just some stuff. Alright. In case anybody's wondering, I'm just taking a break while we're waiting for it to cool down. Alright. I am back. The camera's gonna wiggle. I apologize. Again, I don't have the best setup here, so. Alright, so now is the time that I'm gonna take some of this up. We're gonna have some for our dinner / breakfast. Oh. So, oh yeah, pierced all the way down. My horn can pierce the sky. Robin knows. That sounds incredibly wrong after I said it. Oh yeah. See? That comes out, that's more like a gravy, right? Ooh, back on there. So yeah, that's it. That's our shepherd's pie.
Oh.
Quick, simple, easy, very hearty. If you're hungry and you want something to stick to your ribs, this is the stuff to have.
Read the chat.
Oh, Jesus. I despise you right now. It takes a bite of a flavorless diet health bar. I apologize, DMP, man. It's funny and sad at the same time. Oh, no. I want some meat and gravy, too. You want ketchup? So yeah, that's another thing that a lot of you might not be aware of, is that, believe it or not, shepherd's pie is really, really good with ketchup. And it's fun to be enjoyed as it is as well. So, oh, so good. It does, yeah. I mean, we've literally taken... Let me just grab the camera here. Yeah. We've literally taken like 2 servings out. And like that's more than enough to keep us like going and stuff. Let me just move the... So yeah, here is what, there we go. So usually I like to have a better layer of corn in there, but that's all we can do for that. You can barely notice that there's corn there, but there is. There is. But yeah, it makes a lot of, goddamn, I'm sorry, I'm trying to freehand this as best I can. It does make a lot of food. It's good as leftovers. It holds well, like it doesn't go bad very easily, as long as you keep it in the container and keep it like cold. So that is it, everyone. That is our shepherd's pie. Work supper tonight and work lunch tomorrow. Yeah, no, that's, I mean, that this is a serving next to my head. Like, it's quite a bit of food, and it's not even on a full-size dinner plate. So, anyways, thank you for joining me. Actually, before I go, I don't think you guys, no, last time I did, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try it. Just so DNP can live vicariously through my eats right now. Let's get a little bit of meat, a little bit of corn, and of course lots of cheese and potato. Okay. Come live with me, DMP. Come live with me. Delicious. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh no, not the in the yummy. I can't take it. Gonna rewatch the VOD and make it. Oh, nice. Awesome. Thank you. It is. It's very good. So. Thank you all for joining me. I'm glad you came by. Thank you very much, Stelina, as well. I have to give extra shout out to you because you're going to get us on that website for the Twitch cooking listings for that community and stuff. I'm going to do what I can to see if I can get the category added onto Twitch as soon as possible. And believe me, I will bitch, moan, and complain like no other you've seen before. And don't be surprised if you see that category next week. But yeah, I'm really, I'm always into networking and helping. I have a Discord. I'm mostly a gamer, but I've always been into cooking. And I'm always going to be into cooking, and I'm going to keep doing that kind of stuff. So, anyways, thank you for joining us. Any suggestions you have, best place to do it is probably on the Discord. If you haven't done so here already. Ooh, it's been a while since I made good crepes. I like savory crepes too, but... and then waffles. Okay, stop. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Love you very much. I can't throw a host to anyone. I'd have to run downstairs. So I'm gonna, let's see. No, that's a testing for hosting. I'm just gonna end the stream here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see if I can't run down and host somebody cool in just a second. Thank you. Have a good day.